If you are a filmmaker, no matter if you shoot documentaries, weddings, or commercials, many times you want to add the characteristic look on your videos. Especially if you work on short films and projects like I do, this look will help you define the overall vibe of the whole production and will keep the viewer attached while adding more interest for the story. This look is often referenced with the term film-like, but what does it actually mean? Despite living in the era of amazing camera technology with crisp and crystal clear details up to 8K resolutions with affordable cameras, we are still fascinated by the more natural and more organic look of movies, especially those that were shot on film, and this is why many filmmakers want to reproduce these looks. Of course, one way to achieve this is obviously to shoot with a film camera, but that will cost you a lot of money. The other option is to try and somehow simulate those looks through software, which is more cost effective. In this video, I will share my experiences on using a great plugin that can help the user create a unique film look to his videos. This is Dehancer. Dehancer is a color grading plugin that is available for the most popular editing software, and although it is available for stills as well, in this video I will share my experiences on using this plugin for video and more specifically with DaVinci Resolve. By using Dehancer, the user can create easily a cinematic and film-like color look and an overall analog aesthetic that resembles popular movies, even if he or she is not familiar with the color correction process. Dehancer offers 63 film profiles with print options as also unique film aberrations like halation and bloom, and in the new just released version 7, a film damage tool was added along with new tool profiles to control perfectly every aspect of the look. Regarding film stocks, I have to note that I personally love movies that were shot on film, and especially those who were shot with Kodak Vision 500T film stock. Dehancer offers this film stock as the whole Kodak Vision series, which means that I can use it on my clips from now on. Before proceeding, a small disclaimer here. A few weeks ago, the Dehancer team contacted me to make an honest review of this plugin, providing a limited time license of the software. This is not a paid review, and the Dehancer team doesn't have any input on this video production, as the team truly wants to improve even more the plugin in the future. If you like the looks of a specific movie, you can easily find the film stock that it was used for its production and use it on your clips with Dehancer. You can visit the shotonwhat.com website, enter the movie's title on the search bar and check the information regarding the film stock that was used. For example, in The Dark Knight, my favorite Kodak Vision 500T was used. Assuming that you are not familiar with color correction logic, allow me to make a quick note here. No matter if you use Dehancer or any other color and film looks plugin, you should always add it last on your node tree. Your first node should always start with the basic corrections like exposure and white balance, adding masks and so on. So it is advised to add Dehancer at the very end of your workflow, which is also noted in the Dehancer manual. To use Dehancer, you just have to find it on the Effects tab and add it on a node in the color page of DaVinci Resolve. If you cannot see the option of Dehancer, make sure to open the Effects tab. So for my very first test with Dehancer, I'm going to see if a conversion light is required. I'm going to the color page of DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to add 2 extra nodes here by using the Alt-S shortcut on keyboard. On the second node, I'm going to add the official Fujifilm LUT for my X-H2S camera that converts F-Log2 to Rec 709. And on the third node, I'm going to add Dehancer. The first node is kept here in case I need to make any exposure correction. So, in terms of input on Dehancer, I don't have to change the source because it's already converted by the LUT to Rec 709, so I'm just going to change the film stock. I'm going to use my favorite Kodak Vision 3 500T and change the print option to Kodak 2383 print film. However, as I can see, the image is somehow a little bright, so I need to change slightly the curves, but that's totally subjective. Okay, I think it looks nice now. I'm going to grab a still, and then I'm going to disable the second node that contains the LUT, the conversion LUT, and then I'm going to change on the Dehancer menu the source from Rec 709 to directly choose the camera that I have used. I'm using the Fujifilm X-H2S as I told you, and it's an F-Log2 shooting. Everything else is kept the same, so as I can see here, the contrast is handled way better than the conversion LUT, and if we see here, based on the previous still that we captured, the contrast is handled here on the foreground way better in terms of the conversion LUT. So I think there is no need to make the conversion. I'm going to choose from now on directly the source camera that it was used for the shooting. I'm going to continue my test with Dehancer to see what else the program can offer. Again, I'm going for a very simple grade here, as I just want to see how it affects the whole image. I'm going to the color page of DaVinci Resolve. Based on my previous test, there is no need to add a conversion LUT, so I'm adding Dehancer directly to the node here, and I'm just going to change the input from Rec 709 to the camera that I shot the clip. It was the same camera as before, a Fujifilm X-H2S in f-log2, and I'm going to change the film stock. Before proceeding, a small note here for the Dehancer team. It would be very good if it's possible to have the ability to change the default and starting profile of, instead of Kodak Vision 250D to something else. Let's say I would love to have the ability to start always my grades with my personal favorite, which is the Kodak Vision 500T, and if it's possible I would like to see it in a new update later in the future. For this specific grade I'm going to use something different this time. Let's say I'm going to use Cinestill 50D. This film also has a very good color palette and a very good aesthetics, so I'm going to change my profile to Kodak 2383 in the print film, and as I can see the sky is a little washed out. So a very good feature of Dehancer is that it has the film compression, so if I enable the film compression it keeps very well controlled the highlights. So instead of adding another node here to make some adjustments in the highlights, I can use the film compression here, and actually it's on the default settings, so it works very nice. As you can see, the sky is very well controlled, so I think it's okay. Another small note here for the Dehancer team regarding grain. I know that for some filmmakers, including myself, sometimes grain is important because it adds a very pleasing look. However, I think it would be best if it's possible to not start enabled when starting to grade. So I would prefer to have it disabled and enabled only if I needed to, based on the concept and the style of the shooting. However, there is good to have a custom profile instead of the profiles that it's already in default inside from the team, so I can use it and change it based on my likings and based on the needs of the shooting. To continue, except grain, we also have some unique film aberrations like halation, bloom, film damage, film breath, vignetting, that also offer custom profiles, so you can adjust it based on your likings. And especially about film damage, a small note here, that was added on the latest version, which is version 7. So I think it adds a very good and pleasing effect that can simulate an older film look. Another cool feature of Dehancer is the LUT generator near the end. That option allows you to export the LUT based on your favorite color palette. So basically you can export it and add it on a different device. Let's say, in example, I personally added my favorite Kodak Vision 500T to my Atomos Ninja 5, so I can see directly the colors that I'm going to get after grading. However, one small note here, the LUT doesn't include all the effects and aberrations like halation or film damage or bloom or film breath, so basically it only contains the color palette. So, to conclude, what are my overall thoughts about Dehancer? Dehancer is a great tool when you want to create unique and beautiful cinematic looks on the fly. If you are working solo, like I do most of the times, or if you are working on a very tight budget, Dehancer for sure can save you tons of time, as also money and effort, in getting a good look relatively quick on your clips, and definitely I recommend it for content creators, or to those that are not familiar with color grading techniques, or to those that just want to step up their color correction quality. On the other hand, in case you are working on a very big production, let's say for example a feature film or maybe a commercial, or if your available budget is not an issue, you have to keep in mind that, as happens in almost everything in life, a dedicated professional, in our case a certified colorist, will create more delicate and accurate results in getting 100% the look that you need for your film. Although I'm certified in coloring and have worked in color correction edits in many productions, when I have the chance I always seek to work with some great professionals of the industry, as they always provide what is needed in terms of edits and looks. But, as you understand, and especially these times that economics are an issue, these occasions are not happening every day, and for sure not to anyone. So as a conclusion, I think Dehancer is still a great investment. It's a very helpful tool that can give you instant results and improve your videos, and I strongly recommend it.